Well, the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 FE. Let's get this thing over with. This is going to be my initial review and kind of my first impressions of this mid-range tablet by Samsung. Let's go ahead and jump in. All right, I've had this tablet for about a day and a half now, so I've gotten the chance to play around with it. Obviously, I'm going to continue doing some more testing before I come to you with my full review of this guy here. Now, in terms of a tablet itself, as far as my initial thoughts and initial review, this is not a bad tablet for a tablet that wants to be situated, in the mid-range category. Obviously, if you've been following the channel for a while, then you know how I feel about the price. You know how I and the rest of the world feel about the price of this baby here. If it wasn't for the price, I tell you, this guy would really be one of the best seller for Samsung. Now, I'm not sure whether this guy was built here as a replacement for the Tab S6 Lite, and I still have mine, which, by the way, I've decided to keep. I was going to trade that in for this, and they were offering $100, which I personally think it's not a good deal. Pretty close to an insult. Not a good deal. So I just figure I'll just go ahead and buy this guy right now. If you're trying to go for the Wi-Fi model, that is pushed out till September would be the delivery time. This applies to all those living in the US. If you go for the 5G model, which is what I ended up doing, so I ended up canceling my Wi-Fi order, well, the order that I had for the Wi-Fi model, and went for the 5G just so that it could be delivered sooner. And it said that it was going to be delivered on the 24th, and little did I know it was going to be delivered. It got delivered really, really fast, which was a good thing. Anyway, going back to the tablet. I digress here. Tons of things to say. I don't even know how my full review of this guy is going to go out. But anyway, in terms of design, I like it. It's cool. It reminds me a lot of the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. If you're not a fan of large tablets, you are definitely not gonna like this guy. But just comparing that to the display of the Tab S6 Lite, you can tell that it's a huge upgrade in terms of display size. And even as you pick it up at a first glance, it just feels a little bit more premium than the Galaxy Tab S6 Lite. Now, that wasn't a premium tablet by any means, but it definitely did not feel like a cheap tablet or anything like that. It was definitely leaning more premium. So this is leaning even more premium, right? So you get dual speakers on this guy here. So the usual suspects here: power button, of course, volume rocker. You have the 3 pins for the keyboard. And of course, you do have a USB Type-C port here, which is what we've been seeing over the past couple or few generations of these tablets. And before jumping into the internals and talking a little bit of performance so far, I also want to talk about that camera. So what you have here is essentially the same camera you have on the Galaxy Tab S6 Lite. Same with the front-facing camera. Same deal there, 5 megapixels for that selfie camera and 8 megapixel for the main camera. You do get an S Pen also, and it looks just super close to the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus S Pen, at least the one that I have here, because it's also black. And by the way, if this is your first time visiting, well, welcome to the channel. Of course, if you do like the content so far, I truly appreciate that. Please do me a huge favor, hit both the like and the subscribe button there. It's a tremendous boost to this channel, and again, I truly appreciate that. All right, now jumping into the specs here, what I went for here is the 64 gigs, which is the base model, and that was one of the disappointments we had. Is we had been hoping that whatever next mid-range tablet that was going to come out after the Galaxy Tab S6 Lite, we were hoping for something to have maybe 6 gigs of RAM. This guy here, 64 gigs base internal storage and 4 gigs of RAM. I'm sorry. So essentially the same specs as what you have on my Galaxy Tab S6 Lite that you have there. And of course, it is expandable using a micro SD card. So you have the opportunity to do that, but still a major disappointment because we were hoping for something with a base storage of 128, that would feel like an upgrade from the Tab S6 Lite. And we're also hoping for something with 6 gigs of RAM that would also feel like an upgrade from the 4 gigs of RAM that we got on the Galaxy Tab S6 Lite. The next thing here is going to be that processor, right? So the chipset here, the chip that you have here is a Qualcomm 750G, which is a perfect mid-range chip. So that processor is actually a good mid-range processor. If you remember, I did review the Lenovo P11 Pro, I believe that's what it was, and I think it was running a Snapdragon 730G, and that was a very good mid-range tablet. This guy here is running 750G, except the price on this, it's brutal. So if you want to go with the 5G model, like the one that I have here, it's going to run you $669, which is just ridiculous, because by the time you add, taxes, you end up at about $700, which is essentially the price for a Galaxy Tab S7 Plus, at least before tax looks almost the price of a Tab S7 Plus. Why in the world wouldn't you go for a Tab S7 or a Tab S7 Plus? Either way, this is not a video for me to rant about it. This is just first impressions, right? Well, at least that's how I feel. So first impressions, in terms of a mid-range tablet, this is great. In terms of navigating, it's been so fluid. Everything is very, very zippy. I haven't had any issues navigating through this. And the battery that you have here is a 10,090 milliamps. So the same as what you would find on the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. So that should last you a good while. It is, of course, fast charge capable with that battery. The display, of course, is not AMOLED. So despite having the same size as the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus, it's not that same type of display. This is more of a TFT display. And in terms of resolution, that display is going to offer you 1600 by 2560p, which is also not bad at all. The screen size, I talked about the size here matching that of the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus, so it is that same 12.4 inches, a fairly large tablet. Now, so far my experience has been pretty good in terms of just performance. Again, in terms of performance, if this guy was priced right, I really feel like it would be one of the top, in terms of, just a tablet in general, it would be the top mid-range tablet out there, one of the top mid-range tablets out there, except the price came and just messed everything up. It's like, why would you pay that price for this when you could just use that and buy a top tier tablet, right? In fact, Samsung is really trying to get rid of the Galaxy Tab S7. So I'm not even understanding why they're pricing this guy, where they price it. It's as if they priced it so expensive so that they can first get rid of the Galaxy Tab S7, S7 Plus, which are much better tablets, before they price this correctly. I don't know. I really don't even know what it's supposed to be. Again, I don't want this video to come out as if I'm just ranting here, but it's just that it's been frustrating, for me on two main fronts. The first one being the price. One of the reasons I like the Galaxy Tab S6 Lite so much is because when the thing hit, I don't want to say the word because then the video will be flagged, but when the whole thing hit and there was that shutdown, many people lost their jobs, and many of them, had kids, or, just many young people who needed to go to school, needed something affordable that they can use to go to school online at home. The Galaxy Tab S6 Lite was such a perfect match for those people. Affordable, and you had, the S Pen, decent performance. It was just a perfect tablet. And I recommended that to so many people, and so many of those people came in the comment section, watched videos, commenting every time, telling me how much they love it. So I was really looking forward to seeing this guy being the next, like the Galaxy Tab S6 Lite 2.0, like that tablet, but better, affordable, that can really do everything that the average person needs, right? So it was a disappointment just on that front in terms of the price, because it's priced so high that I can see a lot of those people saying, you know what? Why go for that? Second, one of the biggest thing that frustrated me the most was just how long it took to get to the US. I made so many videos on this tablet, really anxious about testing it out, couldn't wait for it to come out. And it first came out, in Europe, which it wasn't a problem. When the Galaxy Tab A7 came out, it first came out in Europe, and I waited about a week or two or so. It hit the US, and I went ahead and picked up one. But this guy came out, I'm thinking about a good 2 months ago, and I'm just now getting my hands on it. But I'm going to be testing this out even more. I anticipate that the performance is going to continue to be good. I'm going to try to do a lot more heavy stuff and probably do some video editing and see how that handles that. And I'm going to come to you with a full review of this tablet. And then, of course, we'll get to do this and compare that to the Galaxy Tab S6 Lite, compare that to the Tab S7 or the S7 Plus and all that good stuff. So look forward to all of that. Now, here is my take. It's a good mid-range tablet. I like it. It's zippy, very snappy. It hasn't lagged not one time, except for, when I had things loading, like the very first time I was setting up the tablet and it was loading. A little bit of lag there, but I was just completely normal. Even the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus went through that. So it would be a good tablet if it's priced right. So if Samsung down the road cuts down the price to it, where it's affordable, I'll start recommending this tablet, but we'll get to see that. Either way, look forward to the next video that I'm going to make on this tablet. Of course, if you are interested to get my full review or my full comprehensive take on that, and I'm hoping to catch you in the comment section. Let me know what you think of this. Share and like the video, of course. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm going to catch you in that comment section, and I will also catch you in the next video. And up until then, of course, as always, stay safe out there.